today in this tribe. Ruby with wholeness balance. I want to thank you all you subscribers that are following me and supporting me in what I'm doing and trying to share my journey with you all. I thought about and for anybody new, welcome. My name is Ruby. I am with Wholeness Balance. I don't do labels, have too many disconnections with labels, so I'm just me. And I simply am. And that will be for the ears that are meant to hear that. So, welcome. Welcome. Today's video, I wanted to try and keep it as short as possible, but relay some very important information that I've been receiving to kind of share with the collective in navigating the energies of April. So, today's the 4th, tomorrow is the 5th. Tomorrow is the new moon in Aries, right? So we're sitting in Aries already. Our sun is in Aries, and now the moon, phase, new moon, all of this is starting in Aries. So let me just tell you something about Aries. I mean, Aries is a boss. Aries is the I am. And it's fire energy, it's life source, it's creations, passion. Um, and so it being in our sun, that's our self expression. And then now with the moon, that's our emotions. All right. So everybody's affected by this. This is astrologically. Okay. So the energy, we're talking energy. These are all just names, but the energy is that of, creation, fast movement. It is very masculine, like very masculine. And it feels like it's like testosterone on steroids. That's what it feels like a whole lot of power. Um, and again, it can fall on either side of what that would look like. Everybody is in a different place in their experience. So some people may fall to a little bit more of a lower negative vibrational energy as opposed to another, right? So we're all going to experience it in a different way. And that's exactly how we're supposed to. But to generalize the energy of Aries, that is, that fire energy, that boss energy. And its opposite is that arrogance, is that stubbornness, is that, so duality, right? Being aware of the energy, because this is what's playing out for the whole month of April, guys, a whole month. Um, so yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of voices yelling, wanting to be heard. There's going to be a whole lot of competition. There's going to be a whole lot of, I mean, if you do not know who you are, I highly, highly, highly suggest you stop what you're doing and turn in and figure out who you are, especially in chaotic energy like this, because you can truly lose yourself in this kind of energy if you are not grounded in who you are. Um, watch your kids, and not to put fear, because there's nothing to fear. There's neither good nor bad, right? There's just what is. So it's just being aware that this is a very aggressive, fast moving energy. And it's important to be aware of, its power this month specifically, because it tends to play a very significant role in many areas of our lives where it can change things drastically. It's that kind of powerful. So I highly recommend, everyone kind of be aware of this energy. People may be aggressive in the grocery stores, and then you may come across people that are just very inspirational, wanting to share stuff and wanting to get together and create something, like companies. Like, this is on many, many levels, right? You can see it in many different ways. But in the way that bringing it back to self would be, either depending on where you are emotionally, right? Because your emotional status or your emotional well-being will ultimately determine what your reality is going to truly come out as the end result. So depending on where you are emotionally, that Aries energy is still going to play a part. And if you could be aware of it, you can kind of try and catch yourself a little bit on the, or at least try to be aware to raise your vibration where you can, so that you don't fall into a very negative, chaotic kind of state. Because that's, what is equally powerful in this Aries energy is it can go either way. We want to find our place in the middle, right? So that requires awareness. So all that to say, that's that Aries energy. Is very life changing. There's a lot going on. And I can tell you, just sitting with the awareness of this Aries energy, it feels like every week it's something. And I cannot tell you what that something is. Um, what I feel is that it's something that is going to alter us in some way, shape, or form from who we were to who we are becoming. Um, and for those people that aren't doing any work to transition to move in that direction, they're going to experience paths coming up, people coming back into their lives to revisit a cycle and repeat that whole cycle again. So again, there's no wrong or right. There's just what is. And that's what that's going to look like, for people on both spectrums. So what I want to pull for the collective for the month of April, I want to pull some cards for the collective. I don't want to get too specific because this Aries energy pretty much kind of tells it all. But I'll ask, if there's anything in the physical experience for the collective that Spirit wants the collective to be made aware of in the month of April. Ooh, nice. All right. I cannot figure out where my little. Okay, so the card we have here, as you can see, blossoming abundance. Well, isn't that lovely? So, what Spirit is saying here is that 3 being the catalyst, we are becoming the change. This is change of season. This is, doing the work. Moving in the direction. So for people that are driven in business, this is a good time for that. The energy will support that. This is for anybody and everybody that is ready for movement in whichever way, shape, or form that is. It's like the green light, like do that, and equally for those in a lower vibration or a lower consciousness to be aware of that energy, because it's going to have that fast of a turnaround in its impact. So again, just being aware. So that is what Spirit wants the collective to be made aware of in the physical. Now, I'm going to pull one card for the collective from the wisdom of the House of Night for the emotional body for the collective for the month of April. If there's anything in the emotional body. That was the physical experience, right? So now I'm going to pull from the emotional body collective the month of April. Does the collective need to be made aware of in the month of April? The emotional body. It feels like community. It feels like there's people around. Okay. So again, I've got 3 cards. I got movement, and that is card number 29. That's an 11. Letting go, and that is card 22. And listening, and this is card number 23, and together that's 5. So, and the way that they fell out, this listening was between the movement and letting go. So what I feel like is we're going to be listening to our emotional body. We're going to really listen to ourselves. And there's change coming as a result to when we stop to really listen to how we feel right now, like legit how we feel about people, places, things, right? It's like being like real honest. And because of that honesty, there's movement that is in alignment with our soul's journey. Okay, every single one of us that is moving forward. Um, and there's things that we're going to be letting go emotionally. Like I feel like where a lot of people were, holding on to anything that had any little speck of hope that was keeping them stagnant, that's going away now. Like there's this shift that's going to happen where if anybody has been holding on to something emotionally with another person, place, thing, um, this is saying that there's this shift that's going to happen where that is no longer going to take up space in your energetic body anymore. So it's almost like you're just going to close that book because it's not serving you anymore. It's wasting your energy and you're aware of it and you're cutting it out because you love you. And I honor that. And for others, like in a 3D form, it could be that, things are going to be coming out that are going to cause some really shakeups and changes in your life that are going to make you move in some way, shape, or form. But it will result in, releasing emotional situations in your experience, people, places, things. But again, this is emotional. All right, so I'm going to pull one more card, and it's going to be from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. And I'm going to be asking Spirit just for an overall advice for the collective for the month of April. Okay? Does the collective need to know for the month of April? I keep feeling like Spirit wants me to tell you all the new moon tomorrow. Set your intentions, like truly. And here's my favorite thing that I like to tell everybody these days. Try it like a science project. Like, don't believe me. Go and try this stuff yourself because the human experience requires the actual experience in order to believe, right? It's human nature, right? So I call that science project. Test it for yourself. Let me know how that goes. So set your intentions. What is it that you want? What do you want to expand? What do you want to grow? What is that new thing that you desire that sits at your soul? What is that? Pull that forward. Think about it. Bring it in your forefront, right? Just keep it up here. Think about it. Imagine it. Envision it. Feel it like it already is. Law of attraction, huh? Okay, Spirit. What's the advice for the collective? I feel like Spirit is saying be patient. Don't be quick to respond out of anger because this Aries energy is very, very capable of us acting out of character sometimes, or just out of anger, out of frustration, out of fear. Spirit is saying just to kind of try to stay aware of your emotional state this month because it can be very, very chaotic on the extreme levels with power and fear. Okay, you want to make sure you're going and seeing that's like a lot of cards, and it's very controlling. It's very like me man testosterone boosted to crazy ridiculous levels. It's like really, really powerful masculine energy. And again, it could be in power or it can be in fear. All right. All right, Pandora's Gifts is the advice card. So fours represent our foundations, and fives represent change. So, what Spirit is saying is that the change to whichever foundation process has come to a completion. There's been wisdom gained, lesson learned, that kind of thing. It's like Spirit is saying you can take off the masks now and be your true, authentic self. Like, truly, take the masks off now. You don't need them anymore. Whatever that mask is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a friend, family, a version of you, right? This is Spirit saying, you've already, like, we're done with that. It's time to move on, but take your mask off. You're magnificent. You simply have to believe and know that for yourself in order to believe it, right? Mm. Take your masks off because you are beautiful, you are wise, and you are deserving. And this to me feels like a new beginning in your authentic truth. And that is beautiful. So, all right, tribe. I think I have done my duty in sharing what I know about this crazy Aries energy. Now, trust me, I know I'm an Aries rising, so I can speak on how extreme that Aries energy can get on both ends. I'm just saying. So, anyway, it is so good to take out this time and spend this time with you all. I am so thankful for the time that you spend with me and learning and growing with me. I honor you all where you are. And I am so truly, humbly, and grateful for you all. I send you all love, light, peace, grace, and wonder. Namaste. Wholeness.